Welcome everyone to Wrestling in Mom's Basement. I am, of course, and Patrick Young. This guy to my right once had a video game match go so long and so tiresome that Tony Schiavone called it a great night in the history of our sport. Joe Bonino.
Thank you, Pat. Well, I did have a great night in the history of our sport. This is the Battleground 2017 review for SmackDown. Apparently that wasn't a great night in the history of sports according to fans.
No.
Of course, I did hear on the week it was ranked third by the fans on CageMatch.net as the third worst pay-per-view, WWE pay-per-view of all time. To beat that, number one is past favorite pay-per-view of all time, ECW December to December 2006.
Funny enough, I have never actually seen that pay-per-view the whole way through, so
Be lucky.
thank God.
And number two is also a Philadelphia pay-per-view by WWE, King of the Ring 1995.
Thankfully, I haven't seen that one through either, so.
So Philly is very lucky to be presented with two of the worst pay-per-views.
Yes.
But that's not the only pay-per-view that should also make the list. Fastlane 2017 was also up there. So, it was below this one, but actually this one might have been a little better than Fastlane.
Yeah.
But they both felt like not important shows going to the major shows. WrestleMania, SummerSlam, respectively. It's going to be two different reviews because Pat watched on TV. I was there live. So my grades might lean towards being a little nicer.
That's usually how this works, but we'll see what happens.
The first match was Aiden English with Ty Dillinger on the kickoff, which I know Pat didn't see. I did a match to C+. It was fun to start the show when it was a surprising win for Aiden English.
Yeah, it was surprising to hear actually on Twitter that Aiden English won, so good for Aiden English.
And that was the Usos versus the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship.
This, without a doubt for me, was match of the night. I'm not sure how you can have a differing opinion of this card without this being match of the night, so. It was a great tag match. And overall, I gave it an A-.
I also gave it an A-. It was easily the best match live. There's right not much else to say. It was the obvious runaway match of the night. Wasn't a match I thought was going to be match of the night based off of the card.
Yeah.
I figured it was going to be better than the Money Bank match with a better ending, which this one did. And live, it was easily the thing that popped the crowd the most.
The only thing questionable about it for me would be, I'm not sure if I would have the New Day win the titles just yet. I might have held off to SummerSlam, but they also did bring up the history where Philly was the city where New Day actually broke the record for the longest reigning tag champions. So,
They did bring that up one
yeah, they brought that up on commentary.
Yeah, I didn't watch it live. I just seen it on TV a couple times. But I didn't watch it live. And which also a record breaking. Kofi's also the first ever wrestler to hold the World WWE Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships. After that, I believe, was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin.
What I could say is it was a match. I highly disagreed with how it ended, though, and how Nakamura wasn't left at least standing. If so, I'm not sure. If you booked the match this way, I'm not sure why you did this match, in fact. If you didn't want Baron Corbin to take the clean pinfall, I'm not sure why you also had to sacrifice that Nakamura had to get kicked in the balls and had to take the end of days at the end. And since you had Nakamura beaten clean on SmackDown the SmackDown after, I don't know why the match ended the way it did. So I ended up giving this match a D.
I gave it a B-, because live was one of the more enjoyable things of the night. The wrestle was fine. The only part of the match I didn't like, I thought Corbin was in control a little too long with the beer hug in the middle of the match. And then I didn't get it, especially since it did have those SmackDown anyway. I mean, I'm not surprised Corbin lost a few clean. because that's why all Money Bank winners are portrayed, because for the surprise cash in. But there's really not much more to say there. Then up next is the failed 5-way elimination number 1 contenders match.
And actually, probably with the most surprising result of the night, with Natalya winning. I thought for sure they would go with Charlotte, since she's the biggest star they have in the women for SmackDown. I thought for sure that she would win it, but it ended up being Natalya, which is a nice surprise, and good for Natalya is finally getting a chance to shine on a major pay-per-view. I did end up giving this match a C-, not a C-, a C, just because it was a very rapid-fire eliminations for all the women. Like, the last 3 minutes of the match were all the eliminations.
Nobody's complaining that Tamina and Lana got eliminated first.
No, that...
Becky should have been there longer. It should have been at least a triple threat for like 5-10 minutes. 5-10 minutes with Becky, Charlotte, and Natalya.
Yes.
The match was a lot of fun. It's clear though who the good wrestlers were. And I'd say this from a live perspective, if I was watching on TV, I'm pretty sure my grades would be more leaning towards our past Dylan. And a lot of reviews I ever read online. I am giving this a B- because in terms of what I got my money's worth, the first 4 kind of A and tie. The first 5 matches of the card did do that. Just some strange endings from Nakamura and Corbin down. The ending here I thought was strange because Natalya went. It was just the way she went with the roll up into the turnbuckle. That was Charles' head. I think it was more because of stunned the crowd, because the crowd didn't expect that to actually end a match, that spot. But overall, I gave it a B-. And that was AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens for the United States Championship.
I rated this as my second favorite match of the night. I honestly thought that this would have been actually the match of the night.
I agree. I thought it was on its way.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, I agree with that. I thought it was on its way to easily becoming match of the night. However, the ending was botched.
Somebody botched it.
Yeah. The referee, the AJ, maybe Owens late on him too long. I don't know. Well, we can blame it on Owens and the referee then. But still, the ending was sort of disappointing with it. I sort of did give him the benefit of the doubt and gave the match a B rating.
I gave the match a B. Also, it was easily the second best match of the night. For the second half of the match was pick up once that. I'm not really sure what they were originally done for the ending, though. Honestly, that was the only thing, like with the ref bump. I'm not really sure what the plan finish was.
I think it would have at least ended with AJ winning, because if they were just going to end up giving him back on SmackDown.
Right. I just wasn't sure how they were.
I'm pretty sure that it was just a cover up for the mistake.
Right. I was originally thinking they were going to a tap out, a double pin situation, and then vacate the United States title until SummerSlam. But obviously, based on what happened with SmackDown, that wasn't the plan at all.
Yeah.
So, but I figured that'd be. And now we get into the fun part of the show. John Cena versus Rusev flag match.
Even from reviews I've seen online, I think I actually might be in the minority and actually sort of enjoyed this match. It definitely wasn't anywhere near like New Day or Usos. I don't even think it was anywhere near as good as AJ and Owens. But for some reason, I did find some sort of enjoyment in this match. I didn't mind the flag stipulation where they had to grab the flags and then bring it out to the pedestal and put it on there to be declared the winner. I didn't mind that as much. I actually thought it actually made a bit more sense than just grabbing the flag off the pole and taking it down. And with like it being an 18-minute match, trying to have those two guys fumble around not knowing how to climb the ropes for at least the duration of the match. I thought that added to it. My pet peeve against that, though, was it didn't seem like they announced that stipulation whatsoever.
They did, and there was a botch.
So when Rusev,
there was a
so when Rusev grabbed the flag, the crowd reacted like, "Oh my God, he won!" But then the bell didn't ring, and it sort of just went on. My pet peeve was they didn't announce that thing. It did sort of drag on a little bit, and some things didn't make sense to me. But overall, I actually enjoyed it more than most people did, so I gave it a C minus.
There was a botch live because while Rusev came out, if you notice, he didn't grab his flag at first. The flags were at the entrance on the podium,
Yeah.
right? Rusev walked by his flag, which made me think, because they didn't announce the rules like that, it said that you had to grab I thought the rules were they had to, as stupid as it sounds, grab the flag from their podium and race it, or not race it, but rather hang it from the pole in the ring. Then when they were showing the international commentary teams, like from the Japanese commentary team, well, no, see, no, Rusev slides under the bottom rope and goes flying up the ramp and starts waving his flag like a madman to get into the ring to hang up. So somebody put the flags in the wrong spot. But that was also, apparently there's a lot of confusion going on because before Rusev came out, or actually Rusev's getting ready to come out, his music plays, AJ's arguing with the referee, and he's kicking steps. Because of the end of the US title match. So, there's a lot of confusion going on. And then Cena comes out and grabs his flag. The match live, I'm not sure what the person 2 seats over from us said, but he was quoted as saying that this was the match of the night, but okay. I thought these two went on I thought the action in the ring was fine. I thought the action on the outside was fine. I thought they went on a nice leisurely stroll, though, with their flags, live. The match was almost 25 minutes of them trying to hang a flag. Then Rusev helped Cena win when he hit Cena with the stain and placed it back for him.
Yeah.
The ending was fine. I mean, it was a typical Cena spot and no DQ match. I don't really remember the match live, so for that reason I'm giving it a D. It's my lowest rated match of the night, but as no means my biggest rant of the night either. So.
Yeah, I think the bigger ranting is much further on.
Yeah. Well, not that much further.
Well, not,
two matches.
Two matches.
And that was Sami Zayn versus Mike Kanellis.
It sort of falls into the same thing of for me with Corbin and Nakamura. If they just had this match on the SmackDown before, with almost the same ending minus Sammy actually hitting the Helluva Kick and winning, I'm not sure why this was on the SmackDown or the pay-per-view. It could really have been either or.
Right.
And I also didn't like the fact that Mike Bennett, who this is his first WWE pay-per-view match, didn't look clean lost. So I'm not sure why they did that, especially since Sammy is the type of character that doesn't necessarily need a win. He just really has to look like he's fighting hard. He's the underdog from the underground. As long as he fights hard, he still proves something and gains a lot of things from the fans. So I'm not sure why this match went down the way it did. So it wasn't a bad match though. So fundamentally it wasn't a bad match, but I still gave it a D.
I gave it a C- because the lot was sandwiched in between. For their sake, it was the best match of the last three. I didn't get the match either. Why it was happening after Michael on SmackDown. I'm not going to complain about Sami getting all well on pay-per-view. If they're building him up to something, now they're not building him to nothing. I don't know why they were Mike. If anything, I would probably switch the matches. Mike's first few will probably be against Ty, since they don't seem all that high on Ty.
Yeah.
And Sami with Aiden. If that was the case, he didn't want Sami to get a win, but he wants to make Michael look good. They did this feud maybe for SummerSlam. But yeah, C- like Nakamura and Corbin, it was just a match. And I think it was short too, but it was getting late at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure time got cut though, because we had a 25-minute match beforehand. Cena and Russo just need 10 minutes like cutoff, and it'll then go match. That's my thing.
Yeah.
And now we have a half-hour clinic coming up. C minus though for Sami and Mike.
It's a certain kind of clinic.
The most boring wrestler on the planet versus Randy Orton.
Or Jinder Mahal, the WWE champion, versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, I said right, the most boring wrestler on the planet. Thanks.
Yeah, you did actually.
Thanks for verifying that. And by the way, Orton, not Movi, is the most boring wrestler in the world.
God, this match. Beforehand, I wasn't sure, like, oh yeah, Punjabi Prison, that's something different. That hasn't happened in 10 years, and you kind of see why it hasn't been used in 10 years. This match structurally, to start off with, not even the way the match panned out, but structurally, I don't see how this is actually how that's set up to be an entertaining match. Like, I don't get why in a Punjabi Prison you need the 4 doors on the side. And you have to wait a minute for each door. You have to get in before the door closes and under each minute or something like that. It just seems a lot of unneeded time. And maybe you could fix it by just avoiding the doors altogether and just climbing up over anyway. So just to avoid that part of the match, because it's just a lot of here, you going through that door. Oh, no. There's just like at least 4 minutes of that going on. And with Jinder and Randy going off, they're not exactly the fastest paced people or the most interesting to keep going. Especially Orton, I think he generally needs a faster paced person to have great matches with. And Jinder
sucks.
At best, he's
Somebody's in good mood tonight.
Yeah.
Biggest compliment anybody ever gave you.
Yeah, but I'll actually let you continue and add your thoughts to the match. Before I even go on.
I had one of the best seats visually if I wanted to see it. Because we were in the center ring. Not center ring, we were center view, so we seen everything. But it was probably on a scale of 1 to 10. I probably seen like, it would probably be like a 5, my vision. For what I can say, I didn't know the rules of the match. I know they explained it. I didn't know there was a timer for the doors. I honestly believe that they made this match because they were testing how Philly counts it from 10 for the Royal Rumble.
Shouldn't they already know that we had a Royal Rumble? We had 2 Royal Rumbles before.
Yes, but I honestly think that's how they made that match because I didn't know that was the rule, that there were 4 doors. I literally just found out there were doors at the Night of Battleground. I could have sworn before you had to climb out of both cages. I know.
Fundamentally, how to end the match, that's the way you do it.
Yeah, I didn't know the rules. I don't even listen to every word George Hamilton says because I love his ring out style. But at that point, it's just like the feud. Orton and the Singh brothers carried everything in each of the matches.
I agree with that.
And it happened here.
The feud has been pretty much entertaining and worthy to watch just because Orton and the Singh brothers doing stuff for tables.
Right. No, what's actually funny for me, anyway, is that Orton and Jinder haven't had bad matches on pay-per-view. Like, I thought their Backlash match was good. I thought their Money in the Bank match was Jinder's best match ever. Easily. A lot of that had to do with the storyline that involved Bob Orton into it, being Orton's hometown. Once again, the Singh brothers getting Bob involved is what lifted the match, but I didn't think Jinder put on a bad performance. But here in Jinder's type of match, and his first pay-per-view main event, in terms of defending the championship, he won it in the main event. But his first pay-per-view main event, in terms of defending, he bombed big time, which shouldn't come to a surprise to nobody. If you are, no offense, get your head checked.
I'll give you a hint on how bad it was. The Great Khali had to come out and save the match.
That's why I can't feel it fully. This Great Khali made me wake my head up. Made me pick my head up when he came out.
I'll say it again. The Great Khali had to come out and save the reaction for the match. That's never a good thing.
I honestly want to not unmotivate, maybe want to steal right now. Steal Orton to win over a fresh gender, because Steel Orton is still better than fresh gender. I believe they're trying to make Jinder like JBL with his own little cabinet thing. But the problem is JBL was the most talented of his group.
Yeah.
In this case, it's very arguable that Jinder is the least talented of his group.
I think I've seen more. I think I've seen more good Great Khali matches than I've seen more than good Jinder Mahal matches.
Well, Jinder's had a total of 1 or 2. Khali's, I think, has like 3. So
Great Khali actually may be Jinder Mahal's best opponent, or one of them at least.
right. Khali won't be bad if he could walk. Let me put it like that. But he couldn't walk 11 years ago when he debuted. So, he will be, I think, more fondly remembered in America because he had a different size. He was a cool visual to see. I gotta give it to Khali. I was surprised he was able to climb. Because I know he had a brain aneurysm and the knee.
Yeah.
Or brain tumor or something a few years back when he left. So, yes, and his knees are just shot anyway. So, go for Khali. When Khali's at the part of the match I'm complaining about,
that's generally a problem.
I'm changing my grade on this. I originally had it for C- because I couldn't see a thing. But the more thing about when Khali's the second best part in the match, I'm going to give it a D-. So it is worse than the flag match in that part. Because I could at least see Cena and Rusev take their stroll throughout the arena. I'm not going.
And I thought some of the stuff was pretty hard hitting. Cena and Rusev did.
Yeah. The things I liked in this match were the Singh brother going through. Singh brother, sorry if I don't know which one's which. One literally climbed through the squares of the person. And the,
By the way, how was anyone supposed to stay in that after that now?
I don't know.
If one of the Singh brothers were able to get out of the cage like that,
yeah.
you can't exactly have smaller guys than Jinder or Orton in that match now. You have to have big Haas, at least big Haas guys, or at the very smallest, Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton.
Right.
So you can't have like Rey Mysterio in there, who's just easily just going to dive out of it and win.
Yeah, the Giant Person match retired 10 years ago, and it could stay there.
Yeah, it should have stayed there a long time ago.
You agree?
F. It's an F.
Overall?
My overall for the pay-per-view was an F. Generally for me, the rule is if the main event, meaning the last match on the show, is an F, it's an F. The whole show is an F. Just because, for me, that's what the show should be building towards, and that's also the last thing you also remember from that pay-per-view. So, just going by that rule, it's an F. But the rest of the card didn't actually end up bringing up the grade. Sorry, New Day and Usos, but that's the truth.
I didn't give out no Fs until now. The overall was an F though, because it was literally a pay-per-view to accomplish nothing, and literally SmackDown's direction, whatever they were doing here, had me worried, but then whatever happened on Tuesday, they literally completely, it wasn't a streak for SmackDown.
Yeah.
SmackDown's been kind of, recently, decent, but not what it could be, then Tuesday felt like it was back to normal. So whatever had happened here didn't really have to apply to nothing. This show didn't feel like it was building towards SummerSlam.
Was it just like somebody, like the head right in the room, let's just get past this. Do it, Vince. Let's bring in Khali. Just let's get past this. Just let it go.
Well, I mean, maybe not have it. Hold on, it's gonna take a while to stall them while I try to do the math. You don't know.
Just
34.
It just felt like it was just they were building towards pay-per-view that they just wanted to go, oh girl, just let's just get past this. Let's get ready to build the SummerSlam and just keep on going.
Well, that's what happens when you have like 20 pay-per-views a year.
Yeah.
There's going to be one in the bunch that for each brand is going to suck, and this year Raw and SmackDown both have one.
Yeah.
And ironically, they were both before the biggest show, like right before the biggest show that's next. Like Raw, Fastlane was terrible. It was right before WrestleMania. SmackDown phoned it in for this one right before SummerSlam. So the pay-per-view right before the two biggest shows of the year are the two worst pay-per-views by WWE in probably a good bit of time. And I'm not surprised. Eventually, Craig's going to hit a drought where, with all these pay-per-views, that I find the rosters are big enough for brand separate pay-per-views. The rosters don't need, both rosters don't need brand pay-per-views though, every month. Like, if when SmackDown's a pay-per-view 1 month, Raw should have a big role. Like the original brand extension. And now the rosters for SmackDown was like 02, 03, 04, where you're taking away with the brand only pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this one was an F because you could tell it was phoned in and with the two main matches. Luckily though, the next part 2 of the podcast, this doesn't look like it's going to be the norm for SmackDown. It looks like the normal for SmackDown will be back.
Yeah, big things happen on SmackDown.
From last year's SmackDown, looks like it may come back this past week. There was obviously a change of brand because there was even a change in Jinder's presentation.
Yeah.
But that's it for this podcast. Subscribe if you like the channel and the videos so you get the
Please leave a comment, add to the conversation.
Oh.
Please be nice to each other.
Or
not.
Yeah.
You can boo, I don't care.
Yeah. Thanks for all the views so far. I think the videos this week, maybe like 30 and 50 views almost.
Yeah.
The Raw one got like 30 I did, and the SmackDown one got almost 50.
Which is actually way more than we thought we'd get it, even at this point, so thank you very much, guys.
I believe the SmackDown one this week might be our 3rd or 4th best view so far. Then I'll add just a programming note. I'm not going to do news videos throughout the week because it's kind of pointless come Friday. So instead what I'm doing is what I've been doing the last couple of weeks, which is my biggest winners and losers from Raw, biggest winners and losers from SmackDown. And then that's really Tuesday, Wednesdays. Thursdays and Mondays, I got stuff to do still. But it doesn't really matter because we do the podcast Friday, so it could just be covered in Friday stuff. But Tuesdays and Wednesdays will be my biggest winners and losers from Raw now. Wednesdays will be biggest losers and winner from SmackDown Live. All the news will be compiled in one on Fridays to make it easier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to oversaturate the channel. But that's it for now. Follow us on Twitter. The description's down below. At the Pat Young 215.
At the Joe Venuto 215.
And I wrestle on IMB and
on our Instagram at Wrestling IMB.
Don't forget we have one, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.